Hello again, my friends. Welcome back to your halftime show with me, the Governor. For somebody who only got a couple of hours sleep last night, that first half has been absolutely the worst thing I could have possibly subjected myself to try and stay awake. I'll bring my contributors back, Jordan and Graham. Welcome back, guys. I'll grab your thoughts before I give any of mine. Jordan, what's your thoughts on that? On the pitch, we'll keep all things on the pitch to start off with. What was your thoughts from the first half there?
I thought Dobra should have scored. MK Dons are about as boring as we are. They knock it around nicely, but don't do it in the right areas. Their set pieces are about as good as Andre Dezel's. Guion Edwards can't beat a man one-on-one. It's just a bit bland and a bit boring. And I wrote
rinse and repeat that, really.
Do you know what, Martin? I thought for once I'll write a few notes down. I saw Kate Riley do it actually. That inspired me, and I thought, you know what, I'll write some
catching.
First 3 notes I wrote down, right? I thought, if we got the ball today, use it well. I was thinking. First time we got the ball, Chambo went for a long switch, went out of play. Second time we got the ball, Stephen Ward lumped it into the stand. And third time we got the ball, Aaron Drennan gave away a foul. And I just thought, fucking hell. Like, Paul Cook, if he had hair, he'd be tearing it out. Do you know what I mean? He must have come in and thought, well, that squad, yeah, we might be all right here, but fucking hell, man. It's just a bit bland, isn't it?
That's why I don't make notes, Jordan, because the very first thing I normally write is, what the fuck am I doing?
I think it annoyed me. I think making notes annoyed me more than anything.
I put a football manager on. Chris Burton, Dobra for me is the only player on the pitch for us to look sharp. That's typical Town performance. Stephen Parry, welcome in, Jimmy. Agreed, Downs and Dobbs, lively. Shame, latter just missed. Mike Brown, Norwood's we'll come to Norwood probably at some point. Mark Dowling, 45 minutes gone. It's still mathematically possible to get promoted. Bruce Air, we're fucking shit. There's probably not enough we're fucking shits in there, Bruce, to be absolutely honest. Terry, I like everyone else was over the moon with the takeover, and I wish them all the luck in the world. But do you think they kept the... Yeah, I mean, is Berkay Bakay still awake? Has he managed to keep himself conscious through that first half? Because, fuck me, I haven't able to, and I'm on UK time. Graham, you've seen us around the world. You've seen the good, you've seen the bad. What did you make of that 30-45?
I'm totally positive. I'm really, really positive by that performance, because at least Cook, Brett Johnson, Mike O'Leary, Bakay, a lot of them just realise what they've inherited. Because, gee, you know, how many of those starting lineup are actually in it for a contract for next year? You know, wouldn't you think they'd be, you know, the only ones that have really shown any real effort, Downs, possibly Dobra a little bit, but I mean, there's no shot. I did the same as Jordan, made a few notes. There's no shots, no goals within the whole team. You just look at it, you can't really see it. Milton Keynes, they're quicker on the ball. They're quicker without the ball. You know, as soon as we've got the ball, they've got 2 or 3 players bearing down on Edwards or any of the other players to close them down. You know, the odd time we get the ball, then we sort of get the ball and then we fall into that passing it square, passing it back, no one moving. Can't we have a little bit of a gamble? You know, get the ball, pass it, carry on running, look for it to come back, you know, but there's none of that. And we just don't look like we're going to really create anything at all.
Don't you think, sorry, Martin,
you're fine.
During the week, O'Leary would have been up the training ground, he would have met the players, so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think this would have been the chance? Today would have been a real chance to say, right, my contract's out at the end of the season. I've got a chance of getting a bit of a deal here, because even if Cook says no deal, surely one of the owners is going to say, actually, I've seen him, and he can play a bit. Do you know what I mean? Maybe fucking hell. You'd have thought we were like 10 points inside relegation and we couldn't even stay up, wouldn't you? This reminds me of the year we went down.
You've got to have something about you, though. Like we're all expecting this sort of sudden. I'm not going to mention the guy up front because I feel like I slate him all the time, and I'm getting sick of my own voice.
I'll slate him for you, Martin.
Go for it, please.
Mick Mills drew out about 2 minutes before the MK centre back, Darling, and he said that his control was awful. He was made of mistakes. He then went and controlled the ball. You know, literally, it was like a ping pong ball bouncing off his foot, about 6 foot in front of him, straight to Drinan, and Drinan, like, his control was just as bloody bad, and he contrives to get the ball and let Darling still recover from the mistake. You know, for God's sake.
Would you put a lot of our issues down, Graeme, in terms of what you're saying about being clinical with the ball? You spoke about in the pre-game show. Do you put that down to the fact that there's just nothing up front? There's no outlet. There's no channel running. There's no hold up. There's just, where do you go with that ball to be clinical?
Well, you look at, you're relying on Drinan as your main striker, so that says it all. You're then looking at the midfield. Where are they marauding forward to actually give him a little bit of support? You know, they're just not there. I mean, you look at I think it was Stephen Ward, twice in the first half, we actually got maybe 2 players into the box on the near side to where Ward was. What does he do? He bloody crosses it to the far side where there's no one there at all. I mean, his crosses were almost better than MK Don's clearances.
Welcome back, Mark. Great first comment back. Love that. Absolutely love that. I still wouldn't back him in the national even. Mike D, I'm self-employed, but if I had a new boss, I'd be going out to... I don't think they're doing anything but playing to what they are, and that's just not good enough for this football club. And as somebody says, as Dennis here says here, as quite as a result of years of neglect, they're not good enough every week.
I've said before, you can't polish a turd, can you? You can't turn a great big pile of poo into a diamond.
Yeah, no, and I mean, let's be honest. When the management team in the summer were sitting down, they didn't have Drennan pegged to play any more than 5-7 games. They would have had Jackson and Norwood as their 1 and 2, Hawkins as their 3. It's worked out that way, and we all could have told him that in the summer. But you know, when your budget is small, your budget is small. Facebook user Bishop and Dazelle, where are you? Yeah, Dazelle, Jordan, 3-year deal here for the long term. Are you happy about that? Currently sat here up half time.
Fucking cosmic, mate. Right. What's he done the first half against? So that's what, 3.5 games of absolute nothing. He gave away a free kick at the edge of our own area. The lad was far more hungry to get the ball than he was.
Hunger, good word.
He just go through the motions, didn't he? I suppose he might be a nice lad if you knew him. I don't really know him, but he's just do you know what? It's just...
I don't care to know him.
Changing the subject, Downs looked very good. For a bit of positivity, he looked very sharp. 100%. For a player that's been injured, he looked very sharp. Yeah. Nice little touches, little 1-2s, sticking his foot in. Do you know what I mean? He sticks his foot in, and we ain't got enough players like that who, when they make a tackle, they make a tackle. Do you know what I mean? They'll win that ball.
Yeah, Graeme, does Downs showing again why he's been in the conversation to play higher by actual football clubs and not fans? Like that, when you look at Downs play, you always see a player that's really a step above what he is at the moment in this level. Other players around you necessarily don't, like Andre, like Teddy, who again, we mentioned Drennan, we mentioned Andre, but Teddy, MIA Bishop, where are you? I can't see you again in this game. Last seen Wigan at home, I think, for opening day. Talk to me. Well, Jordan, you proved me wrong. Where's he been all year? Talk to me about Dobra, because this is a player I've often said needed armbands. I've been impressed first half. What about yourself?
He's looked good today. Well, I'll pinch myself. Is he looking really that good, or is it because everyone else in the side isn't looking really that good? And when you look at MK Dons, you know, it's a bit like the blind playing the partially sighted in the Sunday Pub League, really, isn't it? There's no quality outside there at all. Maybe Lewington possibly for MK Dons is sort of quite comfortable at the back for them, but then Christ, you and me, Martin, we could play centre half for MK Dons against our forward line today.
I'd love to.
You know, Dobra, but again, he looks like there's little fits and starts and little bits and pieces. I mean, to be fair, I thought that tackle in that first, when you saw it replayed a second time, that tackle in about 1.5 minutes, if that had been later in the game, that could have been a straight red, I thought. It was very studs up. And
possibly, he got away because there's only doors.
Not malicious, but stupid, wasn't it? It could have been a red card later in the game.
He's got that in him, hasn't he? And you need to either sort of manage it or coach it out of him. We got lucky because any later in the game, referee, or any. I think his age helped him a little bit as well. Referees look at him as a young player, making a start at home. Just calm it first 60 seconds.
Maybe when the ref spoke to him, he spoke back to him in Albanian and pleaded he couldn't understand, and then
I don't know. Facebook users, every week I say it with this formation, you need wing backs bombing forward, and we just don't have the players to do it. Oh, but we're not playing wing backs.
No.
So this brings us lovely onto the conversation of James, our best striker, but doesn't play a game of football. Norwood. Talk to me then, because I'm not talking about James Norwood. It's not my half hour to do that. It's your twos. Not playing wing backs according to Norwood. He said he might have to mute the commentary team. Jordan, where are you on the James Norwood first half
word for you,
action?
Mate. Twat. That's my word for you. What a fucking bellend, isn't he? Once again, he's chirped up on social media. He's dissing a bloke's commentary who's 700 appearances for the club, lift European silverware, not even fit to lace his boots, not even fit to touch his boots. Do you know what I mean? It just, once again, why say anything? That's what I get. They're just trying to do a job, aren't they? And it's just, the bloke is an absolute tit. And this is why he will never go any higher than Ipswich Town Football Club. He doesn't deserve to be at Ipswich Town Football Club. He's just not professional. It's same shit, different day with Norwood, innit? And he thinks he's hilarious, and his little following of fans will like his tweets, and he'll sit there with his dogs tonight thinking he's hilarious once again. But little do you know, mate, people are laughing at you, not with you, mate.
Graeme, what do you think?
Well, so what's happened with Norwood, the latest? I haven't seen
you've not been kept. Oh, Jordan. Well, then fill Graeme in, Jordan. Fill him in on what the legend that is Norwood's been doing.
He's basically watching the game through iFollow, and he's criticising the commentary on there of Mick Mills and Brenner once again, and then he's gone in on Callie on there. I see, it's just saying, well, shit. Anyone questions his opinion, and he talks down to him like he's some sort of sir or something like this. Do you know what I mean? Head off back to Tranmere, mate. No one want you here anymore.
Well, as you're watching, if you're watching Norwood, you want to come on the show and obviously defend yourself if you want
by
to.
all means, yeah.
But
well, to be honest, I mean, the only thing that's really grown on Norwood over the last year or so is his hair, really, isn't it? I mean, it certainly hasn't been goals or anything, has it? I mean, he certainly hasn't done a lot to. Even when he's been injured, he's been like trying to play James Bond, jumping off the top of the roof of his car and in through the upstairs window, and that the best way he can answer any of his critics is to be fit and stick the ball in the net.
Do you know what? The thing is, whether you think he's correct or whether you don't think he's correct, he's a professional football player on a platform. Does he have to tweet this? No. Can he just get up, go and make a cup of tea, come and sit back down, and get on with the rest of his life? Yes. Brennan Woolley's doing a job.
Probably injured himself while he made the tea.
Well, yeah. Well, Brennan Woolley's doing a job, and he's doing a job no different to, say, Norwood. And players sometimes don't like, or sometimes come out and say, look, don't criticise us. We're just doing the job. Blah 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 blah. Mick Mills is a fucking club legend, England legend. Like, if you're even directing it at him, get a mirror, look at it very quickly, because you need to look at where you are as a football player and where he was as a football player. Don't blame the fact it was a different world of football back then. This guy was an absolute legend, and you just need to have a bit more respect for him. If it was about him, if it's about Brenner, the guy's doing a job. No different to you, no different to I. Just don't say it. Again, you're proving. Look, we've all got him as a manager, and Paul Cook will not be wanting to read that or hear that. His players have been on social media causing any sort of a fracas.
The thing is, Heidi's just made a very valid comment that the fans also complain about Brenner and his sort of the way he commentates sometimes as well, and people don't maybe make such a big thing about it. But you'd think where the players are at the moment, they're on a pedestal that we're all supposedly looking up to them. They're in the worst team in 60 years. And all this, the hand cupping like Chambers was doing, earlier in the year, and some of the others, it's just coming back to bite them in the arse. Get out on the pitch, get your performances to shut up anyone that does criticise. We all pay bloody good money to go out and support them. they need to perform on the pitch. And then, when they win the league, when they sort of do whatever they do, then by all means, give us that if that's what they feel like.
They are back out. I will stay with it just for 30 seconds because there was a free kick to MK Dons, edge of the 18-yard box in a dangerous area. And then we'll, just to let you all know, we're back at full time to have your say. Those in the chat, there'll be a link, an active live link. Come on the show and have your say. And tell us what you feel about James Norwood, the football club, Paul Cook, the new ownership, all of that. But yeah, we'll just stay with this for a second. Luke Chambers gave away the free kick, I believe.
Shot.
To nobody. Matt Stannard, this referee loves his whistle. Richard Pryor, Brenner's a bit negative. He should stop yawning on the commentary, even though it's true. Yeah, they have had a little bit of a license to, like when Mick Mills said about Alan Judge not playing. Is that because he had a shot? It's a bit of a license, but it's tongue in cheek, you know.
Yeah.
Easy. Norwood isn't entirely wrong. I prefer Alex, because if I'm honest, with all respect to Mick. I think Mick's great. He's played the game.
Matthew. I like Alex. I like both of them. It doesn't really bother me, but
here we go. Free kick.
Oh, save.
Great save. You're ahead of me. I'm just guessing you're right.
Sorry.
I'm just guessing you're right.
Yeah.
If he'd gone in there, I'd looked right, idiot.
Yeah, great save.
Right, we're back at full time. We'll see you then. Active live link. Come on, you Blues. Pints and points incoming.